Hello and welcome. Today we are going over the Five Nights at Freddy's timeline, or at least what I think happens. Obviously this isn't going to go in depth because we're not talking about the lore, it's just a rough go over. Some games might not get mentioned in this because I haven't figured out where to put it, so I apologize. So let's get into it. Our story begins in 1970s at Fredbear's Family Diner, the precursor to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Founded by William Afton and Henry Emily, Fredbear's was a simple diner, but its secrecy would become much darker. One guy from FNaF 2 mentions Fredbear's Family Diner as a early, small location. This sets the stage for what's to come. William Afton's horrifying obsession.
We're going to try to contact the original restaurant owner. I think the name of the place was Fredbear's Family Diner or something like that. It was closed for years, though. I doubt we'll be able to track anybody down.
At some point in the late 70s or early 80s, William Afton, disguised in a Spring Bonnie suit, began his string of child murders. Using the allure of the animatronics, Afton lured children into the back rooms of the establishment. The minigames in FNaF 3 reveal these brutal events in horrifying retro style. Afton's actions would set off a chain reaction, haunting the animatronics and shaping the future of Fazbear Entertainment. In 1983, a major tragedy struck. William Afton's youngest son, known as the Crying Child, suffered a traumatic accident at Fredbear's Family Diner. The bite of 83, seen as the climax of FNaF 4, occurred when the Crying Child's head was crushed by Fredbear during his birthday party. Fredbear's Family Diner was swiftly closed after the incident, marking the end of an era. The date 1983 can be seen on the TV in the bedroom, anchoring this event in time. This wasn't the only bite we'd heard about, but it was certainly the most personal. Fast forward to 1985, and Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is now open. But things are about to get much worse. William Afton strikes again, this time murdering 5 children. The missing children incident is referenced in newspaper clippings from FNaF 1. The children's spirits possess the animatronics, seeking revenge. This is the beginning of the supernatural elements that make Freddy Fazbear's Pizza more than just a simple pizzeria.
Hey, listen, I had an idea. If you happen to get caught and want to avoid getting stuffed into a Freddy suit, try playing dead. You know, go limp. Then there's a chance that maybe they'll think that you're an empty costume instead.
By 1987, Fazbear Entertainment's troubles didn't stop. This time, a night guard was bitten. A horrific event known as the Bite of 87. One guy in FNaF 1 references the bite, describing it as a moment where someone had their frontal lobe damaged, though miraculously they survived. The date aligns with the reopening scene in FNaF 2, just before that location was shut down. Now, it could either be Foxy, as in Withered Foxy, or Mangle, with their ability to swing down from the ceiling. However, I believe it might have actually been Withered Foxy, and the security guard just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, considering Mangle is a children's entertainer and would be stuck with toddlers. The guard had no reason to be there.
So just be aware, the characters do tend to wander a bit. They're left in some kind of free roaming mode at night. Something about their servos locking up and they get turned off for too long. They used to be allowed to walk around during the day too. But then there was the bite of 87. Yeah. It's amazing that the human body can live without the frontal lobe, you know?
1993 marks the events of FNaF 1. We play as Mike Schmidt, a security guard at the diplomated Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, struggling to survive against the haunted animatronics. Bungai's message gives insight into the restaurant's history and the paranormal activities occurring. It's clear by 1993 Fazbear Entertainment was on its last legs, dealing with lawsuits, health violations, and the haunted past.
How long will the battery last? We just locked one door. I'm sure plenty of people have tried this. So we're 77% power, we're 1 AM. Turn that down because we don't want to hear that sound.
This location gives us a closer look at Afton's personal life and his daughter, Elizabeth. In a secret underground facility, Afton created more sinister animatronics like Circus Baby. Elizabeth's death at the hands of Baby adds a deeper personal tragedy to Afton's story, as revealed through the cutscenes and minigames. These events happened sometime in the late 90s or early 2000s, as referenced by the advanced technology seen in the facility. After decades of closure, the story takes a new turn in 2023, with the opening of Fazbear Frights, a horror attraction based on the infamous pizzeria. Here we see the return of William Afton, now trapped in the decaying spring bodysuit, becoming the monstrous Springtrap. The haunting audio logs from FNaF 3 and the 8-bit minigames tie this back to Afton's tragic downfall. By the early 2020s, Henry Emily, Afton's former partner, concocts a final plan to end it all. In Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Simulator, or FNaF 6, he gathers all the remaining haunted animatronics, including Afton, now Springtrap, into one place. Henry sets the pizzeria ablaze, intending to destroy the spirits in William Afton once and for all. The haunting message from Henry at the end of FNaF 6 serves as the final farewell to the animatronics.
Connection terminated. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Elizabeth, if you still even remember that name, but I'm afraid you've been misinformed. You are not here to receive a gift, nor have you been called here by the individual you assume, although you have indeed been called. You have all been called here, into a labyrinth of sounds and smells, misdirection and misfortune. A labyrinth with no exit, a maze with no prize. You don't even realize that you are trapped. Your lust for blood has driven you in endless circles, chasing the cries of children in some unseen chamber, always seeming so near, yet somehow out of reach. But you will never find them. None of you will. This is where your story ends. And to you, my brave volunteer, who somehow found this job listing not intended for you. Although there was a way out planned for you, I have a feeling that's not what you want. I have a feeling that you are right where you want to be. I am remaining as well. I am nearby. This place will not be remembered, and the memory of everything that started this can finally begin to fade away, as the agony of every tragedy should. And to you monsters trapped in the corridors, be still, and give up your spirits. They don't belong to you. For most of you, I believe there is peace, and perhaps more, waiting for you after the smoke clears. Although for one of you, the darkest pit of hell has opened to swallow you whole. So don't keep the devil waiting, friend. My daughter, if you can hear me, I knew you would return as well. It's in your nature to protect the innocent. I'm sorry that on that day, the day you were shut out and left to die, no one was there to lift you up into their arms, the way you lifted others into yours. And then, what became of you? I should have known you wouldn't be content to disappear. Not my daughter. I couldn't save you then. so let me save you now. It's time to rest, for you, and for those you have carried in your arms. This ends, for all of us, in communication.
On the custom night is where William Afton's story takes an even darker turn. He's trapped in an endless cycle of torment, a hell created by one of his victims, most likely Cassidy, the one you should not have killed. The phrase "it's me" from the earlier games, often associated with Golden Freddy, appears again, tying back to Cassidy's role in Afton's eternal punishment. Now we leap into the future, where Fazbear Entertainment tries to clean up its reputation with a VR game, but William Afton's influence persists, this time in the form of Glitch Trap. Help Wanted shows us how Afton's digital conscience infects the game, and by the end, it's clear he has begun to possess a new individual, Vanessa, setting up the events to come. Security Breach takes place in the 2040s, in the massive Mega Pizzaplex, a grand futuristic homage to Fazbear Entertainment's dark past. We play as Gregory, a young boy trapped overnight, trying to escape from the animatronics, and from Vanessa, who is now controlled by Glitch Trap, the digital reincarnation of William Afton. Vanny, under Glitch Trap's influence, continues Afton's twisted legacy, hunting Gregory throughout the mall. Alongside the glamrock animatronics, we discover disturbing secrets buried within the Pizzaplex's glitzy exterior. Gregory's relationship with Glamrock Freddy is key to survival. Together they explore hidden locations, including the burnt remains of Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, which we saw from FNaF 6, also known as Pizza Simulator. This hints that Afton might still be lurking, even after being trapped in the virtual world. The final boss battle reveals Trap, the caged version of Springtrap, confirming that even after the events of FNaF 6, Afton's physical form still exists, driven by his insatiable desire to control the animatronics. So I shut that door. I don't know how long it's gonna last.
You think you're better than me?
I don't know, honey.
You can't outrun me.
I love her though, but she is just a bit
I'm the
stupid.
best.
I agree, Roxy.
You think you're better than me?
I mean, we'll see, because
You can't outrun me.
if I die, I'm gonna leave both doors open, but like, I know for a fact I'm gonna end up
I'm the best.
closed. So if I survive this, then anyone's gonna play this, and like go through the route that I've done, giving you a great thing that you could do.
You can't outrun me.
Though I think if I went Chica's route, it would be way easier. You only have one door that just shuts automatically and you're out the pizza. But then trying to navigate that laundromat room, I'm not too sure. I think I might have to do Roblox version of it, like figure out my routes. Also, the fact that only Roxy's actually came here and Monty hasn't tried. I don't know where Monty is.
You think you're better than me?
After the chaotic events of Security Breach, the ruined DLC shows us the aftermath. The Mega Pizzaplex is now in complete disrepair, abandoned and destroyed. This time we play as a new character, Cassie, who enters the collapsed Pizzaplex in search of Gregory. The horror still lingers. Despite the Pizzaplex being ruined, the animatronics like Roxy, Monty, and Chica continue to roam, even more broken and dangerous. The Glamrock animatronics have deteriorated, but the building's AI and the influence of Glitch Trap seem stronger than ever. In a particularly eerie presence in the DLC is the Mimic, a new threat hiding within the Pizzaplex. The Mimic is an advanced AI entity that mimics voices and tries to manipulate Cassie into dangerous situations. The sinister nature of this AI suggests that it might be a link to this long-standing corruption left by a glitch trap. One key aspect of Ruin is the use of augmented reality, also known as AR. Cassie finds a Vanny mask, allowing her to explore hidden layers of the Pizzaplex, this digital infrastructure. Even through this, she uncovers the extent of Glitch Trap's influence and the dangerous AI lurking in the system. It's a haunting reminder that Afton's reach continues, even after the Pizzaplex destruction. By the end of Ruin, Cassie faces the unsettling reality. Gregory's voice has been calling her into the depths of the Pizzaplex. It's unclear whether she can truly trust him. This raises new questions about Gregory's fate, as well as the Mimic's role in Afton's lingering legacy. Then again, we all know that it was just the Mimic this entire time. After Help Wanted introduced Glitch Trap, the digital ghost of William Afton, Help Wanted 2 pushes the story even further. In this VR-based experience, Fazbear Entertainment once again tries to clean up its tainted image. But like before, the darkness remains. Set some years after the first Help Wanted, Help Wanted 2 confirms that Glitch Trap wasn't fully eradicated. His digital consciousness still lingers, corrupting the VR system and infecting new employees. Vanessa, who was previously controlled by Glitch Trap, may have passed on this corrupted code to others, further spreading his influence. In Help Wanted 2, players once again face horrifying animatronics, this time in new, more immersive ways. From haunted visual environments to this insidious manipulation of memory and reality, the game blurs the lines between what's real and what's a product of Afton's continuing legacy. Through cryptic clues and disturbing glitches, Help Wanted 2 seems to hint at Glitch Trap's growing power. With each game, his control over both digital and physical spaces only seems to expand, marking him as one of the most persistent forces in the FNaF universe. So, what does this all mean? Over the decades of the horrors of Five Nights at Freddy's have only intensified. From Afton's earliest crimes in the 1980s to his digital corruption in the 2040s, his influence continues to haunt the new generations. The Ruin DLC and Help Wanted 2 both show us that the story of FNaF is far from over. As long as Glitch Trap exists, the threat remains. Whether in physical form or digital code, Afton's nightmare lives on. Well, let us know what you think of the timeline. And where do you believe the story's headed next? Back to the past? Or are we going further in the future with the Seeker of the Mimic? Until next time, keep your eyes on the cameras and your guard up, because the night is far from over.